Noisy Pixel.
The Disgaea series has always been there to satisfy my tactical RPG needs. Its over-the-top presentation and silly characters are only some of the reasons why I have enjoyed the series over each entry. Now it's time to resurrect 2011 Disgaea 4 with the release of Disgaea 4 Complete Plus on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. With a handful of updated systems, this just might be the best way to enjoy this classic title.
How is this possible? She arrived here before me? She tried to make it look like I was late?
There you are! I didn't want to be late, so I've been waiting here since last night. Go me!
Disgaea 4 Complete Plus introduces Valvatores, a vampire who is well over 400 years old and set on honoring a promise over anything else. This way of living has not only made him give up drinking blood, but it has also started a feud between him and the president of the Netherworld. You see, the Prinnies, who are lost souls of dead humans, are overcrowding the Netherworld and using up all of its resources. So, the way to mend this is to kill all of them. However, this order just so happens to come after Valvatores made a promise to them that they'll all receive a sardine. The premise is insane for the most part, and it leads them through some pretty intense realizations about how the Netherworld is run. Furthermore, it becomes much grander than the group could have ever imagined as they find themselves leaving the Netherworld. What's hilarious is just thinking about and remembering that this whole quest started off to feed the Prinnies. If you've ever played this title before, it does contain all of the new events and scenarios found in previous re-releases, along with the option to play through the game with Japanese or English audio. There are many systems in this game that make it worth poking your head around Hades and talking to the various citizens. Outside of the typical shops to purchase items and equipment, players can create new units as well as train them to become stronger. Skills and abilities can be taught to each of the group to fit the player's playstyle, and players can run a campaign where they'll be able to change rules and access new features in Hades. The systems in Disgaea 4 Complete Plus are vast and make it possible to fine-tune your experience by putting just a little bit of playtime into learning how they all work. Gameplay revolves around choosing a mission from a list and entering the fight. Each mission begins and ends with an event that progresses the game's narrative. Disgaea 4 Complete Plus can be a grindy RPG if you don't utilize all the various tools at your disposal. The tactical battles can be challenging at times, but there are some fascinating systems that make encounters more enjoyable. For one, players can morph their characters into larger beasts, or even turn them into weapons that other characters can equip. Furthermore, geo-blocks are back to make players plan out the best way to approach levels and utilize their buffs or destroy them for a massive combo. Although the game is challenging, there are many bad endings that can be encountered, but there is a nice autosave feature that triggers after each battle, which is helpful during those times that you forget to save. Other new additions in the game include an increased resolution, which makes all the illustrations look wonderful, and several quality of life updates that makes battles easier to get through, like a skill speed adjustment option. Also, the updates found in Disgaea 4 Promise Revisited are all here from what I could see, but I might have missed something. That said, I did run into a few errors where the enemies were allowed to attack me through walls, and sometimes the character's head would disappear when next to a stone.
That might be taken as an offense rather than a kind offer. Oh well.
Hey you! What the hell do you think you're doing helping the Prinnies?
Disgaea 4 Complete is a vast game and one that any fan of tactical RPGs should play. There's no need to play the other titles, so if this is your first time looking at the series, then you'll be experiencing one of the best. Each systems in the game work towards making the player's experience better, and the battle system is as addictive as ever. The story and characters are memorable, and that becomes truer in the later parts of the game. Fans returning to this entry will find some adjustments here and there, but it might just leave you wanting a new experience in the Disgaea series altogether. Disgaea 4 Complete Plus is by far the definitive version of Disgaea 4 and offers so many hours of enjoyable storytelling and tactical RPG gameplay that it would be tough not to recommend. Noisy Pixel is giving Disgaea 4 Complete Plus an 8.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Please read the full review at noisypixel.net. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.